Buenos días y felicidades a todas las familias de los graduados. Good morning and congratulations, families of graduates. We are here this morning to honor and congratulate over 670 graduates who will soon join more than 59,000 Bellevue University graduates worldwide. My name is Javier Fernandez, and I am an immigrant. I am also a son, a husband, a father to 4 wonderful children. And as Mary said, by professional title, I am the president and CEO of the Omaha Public Power District. And I have the honor of serving on the board of directors for Bellevue University. Exactly 22 years ago, I remember packing my life into 2 suitcases and making sure I had everything I needed to begin my new life, embracing the American dream in this wonderful and blessed country. However, my journey started a few years later. As the oldest son of a middle-income family, I had to study really hard to earn the scholarships needed for me to attend a private and bilingual school in Mexico City. My parents sacrificed everything they had so my sisters and I could have access to the most valuable thing they could provide: education at any cost and at any sacrifice. I was blessed by a loving family and parents who raised me to love God, to love my family, and love my community in that order. This education is what allowed me to eventually attend college in Mexico City, graduate with a degree in economics, and get my first job working as an analyst at an import-export bank in Mexico City. This job led me to study the relatively recent phenomenon of specialty coffee that was booming in the US in the 1980s. Starbucks, anyone? What struck me the most back then was the ingenuity of the American entrepreneurial spirit that figured out how to make an otherwise boring and mundane beverage like coffee into a specialized and differentiated product that supports the multi-billion-dollar coffee industry we know today. Ingenuity. The Spanish translation for the word naive is ingenuo, ingenious. I have been called naive many times in my life. I prefer to think of myself as ingenious, clever, original, and inventive. One of the times I was called naive was when I shared my dream of getting my MBA at Yale University with my Mexican friends. They all laughed. A few years later, I was sitting in a similar spot as all of you are sitting here today, in the United States of America, the most prosperous and amazing country in the world, about to walk on stage to receive my MBA diploma from Yale. This was the beginning of my American journey, which has brought me here to share my story with you today on this joyous Saturday morning. The evening of March 1st, 2000, my mom collapsed at home. Without any warning of previous medical history, a ruptured brain aneurysm caused a severe hemorrhagic stroke. She spent many days in the ICU where doctors were waiting for her brain swelling to improve so they could perform surgery. While waiting for the swelling to come down, she had another massive stroke. The doctors told us they had to perform emergency surgery and that the chances of survival were a mere 2%. They briefly woke my mom from her induced coma, and I was allowed in the room for a few minutes. While I found the courage to speak and say what I thought was going to be the final goodbye, she opened her eyes and asked me what day it was. I answered, and her immediate response was, "Isn't today your Yale interview?" I was in the middle of applying to graduate school when this whole thing had happened. I had zero mental ability to think of anything other than the fact that my mom was about to die at the hospital. Yet my mom, in her hospital bed, did what moms always do: put the children first. I quickly responded, Ma, yo voy a la entrevista, tú vas a la operación y nos vemos aquí al rato. Mom, I'll go to the interview. You go to your surgery, and we'll see each other here again later tonight. She eventually recovered, miraculously, and is living her normal life today. I eventually graduated, and now I have the privilege of leading a group of almost 2,000 people who provide energy services to 850,000 people in Southeast Nebraska, becoming one of only a few Hispanic CEOs now leading large Nebraska companies. Unequivocally, my mom and dad are one of the main reasons I am standing here today. Now, I know my experience is not unique. Graduates, look around. Somewhere in this room, there are loved ones who played a key role in your success and who came today to celebrate you. Before we continue celebrating you, graduates, let's take a moment to celebrate them, your parents, grandparents, spouses, children, cousins, and friends, without whose help you may not be sitting here today. To your families and friends. To obtain the unobtainable. People may have called you naive when you told them about your plans to enroll at Bellevue University. Some of you probably already had a family to take care of, a full-time job, or financial barriers to achieve this dream. Naive or ingenious, creative, entrepreneurial. Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, defines it as a passion and sustained persistence applied toward long-term achievement with no particular concern for rewards or recognition along the way. Just a few minutes ago, you heard from one of your fellow students, Ashley Rodriguez. Her story and the story of the other 670-ish graduates gathered here today, it's a great example of grit, perseverance, and the embodiment of the American spirit to work hard and honor your community in all the different fields you have chosen. Growing up and studying American history in my high school in Mexico City, I vividly remember falling in love with the language in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today, 22 years after migrating into this country, these truths ring just as true to me as they did back then in my classroom in Mexico City. However, now I can start weaving a thread on the purpose I have as a public servant at the Omaha Public Power District. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are a cleaner world that gives life, knowledge and economic prosperity that enables liberty, and in my particular case, the pursuit of reliable electricity that enables happiness, a powerful triad. I am blessed with a wonderful family and a job that allows me to give back to this amazing country that adopted me many years ago. I am blessed that I have found purpose at work. Without the electricity we generate and deliver, our lives would not be the same. We help hospitals bring life. Others provide public safety, potable water, telecommunications. I see a lot of your phones. I saw a lot of selfies earlier today. You had to charge those phones at some point with the electric power we provide. The work I do and the work that 2,000 people at the Omaha Public Power District do matters. Now, the work that I do and the purpose that I found, it hasn't been this way all the time. I had to work really hard to find my true calling and find purpose at work. I have one piece of advice and one request from you today. My advice is to look for purpose in everything you do. This morning, we have graduates in clinical counseling, mental health counseling, cybersecurity, data science, healthcare management, human resources, strategic management, industrial and organizational psychology, supply chain, transportation, logistics. You may already have or will soon find jobs to apply your new skills. My advice is seek purpose in every job you take. And my request is to never stop seeking. Never stop dreaming that you have a purpose in this world and that this world is counting on you to make it a better place. I will finish with a reflection attributed to Uruguayan journalist Eduardo Galeano, which is a favorite reflection of mine. It says, utopia lies at the horizon. When I draw nearer by 2 steps, it retreats 2 steps. If I proceed 10 steps forward, it swiftly slips 10 steps ahead. No matter how far I go, I can never reach it. So what then is the purpose of utopia? It is that, my friends, it is that, graduates, to inspire us to advance. Congratulations, Bellevue University graduates class of 2022.